After I did the initial review on the Ruger LCR 9mm revolver, I had a couple of viewers expressed a concern that with a 9mm round that has a taper crimp, I might get more of a bullet jumper. The bullet might start coming out of the case after the first few shots, as opposed to a conventional revolver round that has a roll crimp, which is a little tighter. So I want to thank Tom Nola 7204 and Dennis Kozlowski 9370 for making that suggestion. We're going to try it out here. Alright, so again, the Ruger LCR works with moon clips, and we've got moon clips loaded up with 124 grain Federal, 147 grain SIG V Crown, and some 90 grain interceptor rounds from Ballistic Machinist, which is also a Michigan company, defensive rounds, and we're going to try all three of them and just see what we're going to get out of this. So start with the Federal HST, and see if I can make this work in front of the camera here. And we're getting a measurement of how well that shows up, 1.1005 or 0.100, and let's see where that ends up. If I make that the last round that we're going to fire out of here, there's 5 the 124 grain Federals. Let's get some ears on and give it a try. Ears and eyes. I do believe in eye protection when I'm shooting anything, even a revolver. Alright, we're going to fire 4 and then measure the bullet length, or the cartridge length on number 5. Remember that was 1.1005. Alright, just 4 rounds. And that does bark a little bit. So we have 1 round left. And that measures out to, that's the one first one we measured. Start this thing all over again. Make sure it is in inches, not meters. Zero it. All right. .10085, so 8 thousandths of an inch. By the time it got to the 5th shot, it did jump out just a little bit. All right, let's try the 147 grain SIG V Crown. And again, measure number 1 here. Comes out to 1.0545. Well, let's give that a try. Make sure that's the last one to be fired, the one that I just measured. Alright, V Crown, 147 grain. And it does bark just a little bit. .077. So yeah, we are getting just a little bit of bullet movement on the last round. Alright, the 90 grain interceptor rounds measure out at 1 point. I got to be careful I measure these because they are a machined copper slug. Got to make sure I get the longest measurement here. 1.130. Again, I don't know if that shows up in the camera or not. Hope it does. 1.130. Make sure that one is the last round to be fired. And got to get them in. There we go. Alright, I am not going to be able to fire these with the moon clip. These are a slightly different design. These are a 2-piece aluminum and steel cartridge on this, and they will not seat all the way down in just because of that shape. So I can't get the cylinder closed. Alright, we're not going to be able to test those. But, I know how we can test them without the moon clip. Take them out of the moon clip, and this, let's see if they'll even go in the chamber. I know this interceptor works pretty good in semi-automatics, and nope, I cannot even get it into, and I can't even get it back out again. Trying to push it in. Alright, it does protrude just a little bit, so I'm not going to be able to test those. So anyway, the the question answered is, do we get a little bullet jump? And the answer is yes, we do. Is it critical in a 5-shot revolver? No, it's not, because by the time you get to the 5th, it's still within specs. It's just a hair longer. Shorter would be an issue, because obviously that's increasing the pressure inside if the bullet is pushed back in the case. Not the case here with just a little bit longer. And again, if the 5th shot is a few thousandths of an inch longer, not a big deal, because you're going to fire that 5th shot and start all over again. If it was a semi-auto where you're shooting, maybe 15 rounds in a magazine, if you're getting bullet jump or creep, then that might be a little bit different, but not the case in a revolver. So question answered, and I want to thank the 2 viewers who sent that comment in or question in, and give me another excuse to come out to the range and shoot a little bit. Thanks for stopping in.